before the practitioner course, I had achieved 3 different degrees in homeopathy. And I was loving the ability to help people from a holistic standpoint, but I felt like something was missing. I really feel like in the homeopathic realm, I'm a firm believer in homeopathy, but they like to paint the picture that it's the only thing. And I just really felt like there are more modalities that could be used. And so I was looking to deepen my knowledge that I'd had already. I was loving the success I was seeing with people, but I still felt like there was just another element. Um, I am not a college graduate. I got married young to my lifelong sweetheart and started having babies a couple years after we got married. And so I just went through school with him as a homemaker, never did a college education. So in some ways, I felt like I lacked a little bit of what other people in my realm or niche felt like they brought to the table because I don't have a background or a college degree. So I was looking for an all-encompassing course that would really bring all of the elements to the table that would be from a holistic standpoint. But overall, my faith is first and foremost the most important thing to me. So the degrees that I have are in the secular realm, and unfortunately, they tend to really veer off into the secular humanism side of things and very, very pagan, and really in areas that I am not comfortable with. So I was very attracted to Pure Vitality when I saw it. For one, because it was faith-based. That was probably the single most important thing for me. And then I was literally laying in bed one night, couldn't sleep, which is normal for me because my brain is always going 9-0. And I nudged my husband. I'm like, Ben, you have to see this. This is exactly what I'm looking for. And he was half asleep and he was like, oh, it sounds exciting, Amber. I'll talk to you in the morning. Um, and I just kept going through the landing page over and over again. And I was like, this just hits every mark I'm looking for. It brings in the areas that I feel like I'm lacking. It incorporates the areas I feel like I already have a handle on. And best of all, like I said, faith-based. So for me, and it was a stellar website because I just loved the colors. So everything about it, I guess really the look of it just let me know that I had found something that was quality. Because another thing I've found is that these particular courses tend to be a dime a dozen if you're really not careful. And I've found that you can waste your money. So hands down, excited about everything that I learned. And I couldn't sleep that night. So it was a long night. So before starting Pure Vitality, I did have a practice. I was doing about 5 consults a month, and I felt like they were taking me a lot of time, a lot of research. I honestly dreaded consults because of the way that I had been trained to do them from a homeopathic standpoint. Since graduating from Pure Vitality, I have a system. I feel more professional. I do about 5 consults a week now, so that was a huge increase for our business. And I've actually had to halt it at that because I still homeschool and have 4 of my 7 children are still in the home. So since graduating from Pure Vitality, I feel like I have a professional model. I actually book my consults back to back, and I know that I can succinctly run them in 45 minutes, which it might not sound like a huge thing, but for me prior to going through this course, I felt very disorganized. And a consult could last me an hour to 2 hours. I always felt like the client kind of had the upper hand, and if somebody would really take off and deep dive into their own thoughts and conversation, I would feel like I don't have control over this. And so now after going through Pure Vitality's program, I really do feel just confident to run through the consults. I know exactly what we want to accomplish. I still give time for clients to talk to me. We have that carved into the time, but I just feel much more organized. I am able to answer questions when people ask, for example, how does one body system relate to another? I have a good handle on those areas of the body. I really gained a good understanding of detoxing, and I can guide people in different modalities, how they can be adding in other things to their life to be able to bring about wellness as well. So it really gave me, I would say, a toolbox of different modalities that I could draw from. And like I said originally, I wanted to be able to do more than just prescribe as a homeopath. So now I introduce myself as a holistic health practitioner with an emphasis on homeopathy, and that really flipped around after doing Pure Vitality. After taking Pure Vitality, I feel like it has, again, brought confidence to me as a practitioner. It has really, I would say, brought in such a succinctness to my business that I don't feel like I'm pulled in every direction. So that's huge for my family, for my kids. I block out times. I'm not constantly pulled in every direction. From a personal standpoint, for our family, it has increased our income dramatically, went from 4 figures to 5 figures. So that alone has allowed us abilities we never had as a family. I have chosen to work remotely, which I think is very important this day and age because I personally encounter a lot of people that are trying to get to the remote and leave their brick and mortar jobs. I have been asked to do brick and mortar, but we prefer the independence and the ability to have our business and then have our family life. So for us, it's made a huge difference. We've traveled. I was able to work remotely for a month, and we spent a month as a family in Montana. And that was immensely beneficial because our kids are growing up and we want to spend time with them. So that ability to work virtually for me, I don't take lightly at all. Another thing that's awesome is my husband and I have been able to work together. So he's come home as well. So we do this together, which I don't know if that's everybody's jam, but it works really well for us. We love to work together. We have just seen it become a family atmosphere rather than mom's got to work and we are on our own. So I just love that aspect of it too. It's hugely changed our life, immensely made a difference for us as a family. Yes, it was an investment, but it wasn't out of reach. And I 100% believe that the things that are worth it are worth putting that money into. And our investment has paid off. I'm not a math person, but 100-fold. I don't know. I don't know if that's the correct numbers, but it's just been it. There was a point in our business where we were doing well enough, and then we can see right when I graduated and we began to employ the things that I learned, my business has only grown and it's grown exponentially. So yes, it's a big investment, but it's one of those things, you can put money into a trip or a car or a house and it doesn't always return back the same way. This is a return on investment that is well worth it. And you just can, I mean, the sky is the limit. And then you can become creative in your practice and really grow along with it once you have that education. And I want to add, when people knew me, I am a board certified and licensed homeopath. Okay. And I'm also a practical homeopath and a classical homeopath. And a lot of times in a group on Facebook, I didn't really stand out when people would be asking for help. And that's where I've done all of my growth has been organic. I haven't done any marketing. But by being in groups and answering questions, if I said I'm a homeopath, even a licensed or board certified homeopath, I would just get brushed over. But when I say I'm a holistic health practitioner, a professional, then people stop. And I have actually had so many consults come to me. I have no idea how they arrived. And I have had even other professionals recommend clients to me. So I believe that title of holistic health practitioner really carries a lot of weight for people. And I feel like when you say homeopath, people are like, oh, I know what that is. Isn't that like essential oils and stuff? Versus I'm a holistic health practitioner, there's immediate authority and people are willing to listen. And I notice, not in an arrogant way, but now in a thread of hundreds of responses, I get a lot of hundreds of responses in a thread. I have a lot of people that will respond to my comment and say, I want more, tell me more. And the consults that I do convert very well from a business standpoint. So I really believe that title has done that for me and the knowledge to back it. So that investment, it might seem like a lot, it's really not in the end. Well worth it. I can't be happier, couldn't be happier that I did that.